Hello again, everybody. Well, now we will cover a topic that might be really interesting for most of the entrepreneurs who are watching us, which is preferential financing for entrepreneurs in the EU programs. And this time we have an on-site guest who will perform from the stage. It's Arkadiusz Lewicki, the director of the National Contact Point for Financial Instruments of the EU programs within Polish Bank Association. So please, Arkadiusz, it's over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. So today at this conference, me and my colleagues, we would like to present and encourage you to use a special European support dedicated to small business and startups, but not only. We are talking about the special financial preferential instruments organized by the European Union and financial institutions, banks, leasing companies, guarantee institutions and similar one, supporting mainly businesses dedicated for risky areas, but not only again. European Union and these instruments are also concerned on a very current problem of liquidity caused by COVID-19 in last months. So I hope that this presentation made by my colleague Michael in a minute and our support with colleagues on this conference, we are in your disposal on our exhibition point in this conference in the exhibition zone. So we could help you in this very hard moment for every companies. Because we are working now in a hybrid COVID way. My colleague Michael, directly from our office, will present the information, but we, me and my expert, we will be here on our stand for your comfort and disposal. So thank you very much, and please start the show. Please give us the presentation.
My name is Michał Gorzelak. I am representing the National Contact Point for Financial Instruments of the EU programs, and I am going to present the offer of preferential financing within the programs of the European Commission for 2014-2020.
Just a second, please.
First of all, a few words about the institution. The National Contact Point for Financial Instruments was appointed over 10 years ago by the Polish government, operates within the structures of the Polish Bank Association, and its services are provided free of charge. The contact point offers information and some promotional support regarding the offer of preferential financing within the European programs. And the support of the NCP is available for all the groups of recipients that are maybe interested in the financial instruments, and this mostly include entrepreneurs, because the support in the form of financial instruments of the European programs is provided for the entrepreneurs. The goal of the European Commission was to provide entrepreneurs of the European Union with better access to debt financing offered by commercially operating financial institutions. So the main group of recipients of the services of the contact point are the entrepreneurs, and then the other group are financial institutions, because the support in the form of financial instruments is provided in the form of the debt financing offered by financial institutions, and this debt financing is offered on preferential terms, on better terms than the market terms. We are also serving other kinds of institutions or players that could be interested in financial instruments, for example, business environment institutions, regulators, and so on. There are four main programs that include financial instruments that are supported by the National Contact Point. And these are COSME, the program for the competitiveness of enterprises and for the SMEs for the period 2014-2020. Horizon 2020, the biggest ever European program, the framework program for research and innovation. Then there is the EASY program, program for employment and social innovation that includes some support for the smallest companies, and the Creative Europe program for cultural and creative sectors. All of these programs include financial instruments, but are not limited to the financial instruments. But in the area of financial instruments, and support for implementation and for anyone interested in Poland is provided by the National Contact Point. What is the preferential financing that is available within these financial instruments of European programs? The most common form are the portfolio guarantees, which are offered by the European Investment Fund and funded from the sources of the financial sources of the European Commission. These guarantees are provided to banks, leasing companies, and other financial institutions that offer financing for entrepreneurs. And the guarantees cover debt financing of any form, as bank credits, loans, leasing, some risk instruments, and as guarantees or sureties, and so on. Depending on the program, this financing is provided for specific groups of recipients. Most common groups are the SMEs. In some programs, the financing covered by the EIF guarantees might be offered to micro enterprises, to social enterprises, to innovators, or to cultural and creative sectors. The financing offered by the financial institutions and covered by the EIF guarantees is offered on preferential terms. The goal of European Commission is to provide better terms and better access to financing to those companies who have some troubles or problems or barriers in reaching commercially available financing offer. The main benefits offered by financial institutions, thanks to the EIF guarantees, include, for example, reduced collateral requirements or increased amounts or longer financing periods. Sometimes these are reduced interest rates and fees. The main goal of the European Commission, who designed these instruments, is to provide the European enterprises with better access to financing. Also, the financing offered by financial intermediaries covered by the EIF guarantees includes no state aid, is offered with very simple procedures, and is offered by a large number of financial institutions in Poland. There are four main programs that include financial instruments and that could be used by Polish entrepreneurs. The most common is the COSME program, which includes the guarantee that covers investment credits, investment loans, also working capital, leasing guarantees, and the maximum amount of financing available to Polish entrepreneurs with these guarantees is 3 million euro, or its equivalent in Polish currency. And this financing is available for SMEs, which are the small and medium enterprises, including the smallest enterprises from even one-person enterprise. The second program, which includes EIF guarantees, is the Horizon 2020, and the most common guarantee under this program is the Innofin SME guarantee, which covers financing for innovative companies of up to 500 employees. So not only SMEs, but also bigger companies may benefit from this financing. The maximum value of financing with the guarantee on preferential terms under this program is 7.5 million euro, or its equivalent in Polish zloty. And there are some conditions that should be met by companies that would like to use this financing. These are either the fast growth of the enterprise or involvement in any research and innovation activities. The Horizon 2020 program includes also some instruments for larger companies, as loans, as guarantees, and also some equity instruments. The third program, which is available for Polish companies and includes the preferential financing with the EIF guarantee, is the EASY program. EASY comes from Employment and Social Innovation, and under this program, the financial institutions operating on Polish market offer financing of up to 25,000 euro, 100,000 zlotys, which is provided for micro-enterprises. Micro-enterprises are the enterprises that are no bigger than 9 employees. Under the EASY program, there is also a guarantee for social enterprises, and social enterprises may use preferential financing of up to 500,000 euro. The last program, which includes financial instruments in form of EIF guarantees that's available on this Polish market, is the Creative Europe program. Under this program, companies from the creative and cultural sectors may use investment and working capital loans of up to 8 million zlotys that are covered by the guarantee of the Bank Gospodarstwa Krajowego, BGK, which is using a counter guarantee of the EIF under the Creative Europe program. There is over 100 financial institutions in Poland that offer preferential financing for Polish companies under the European guarantees within these programs. Most of them are banks, including cooperative banks, but there are also some leasing companies, there's a private debt company, there is a guarantee fund, and some venture capital funds that work on a bit different basis. They do not take advantage of the European Investment Fund guarantees, but they are using European Investment Fund investments that allows them to increase their investments in the startups. Most of the financial intermediaries of these programs are the banks who entered the COSME Programme with Bank Gospodarstwa Krajowego, BGK, who is offering its own guarantees covered by counter guarantee by the EIF. And they are offering bank credits with no need of any hard collateral from the entrepreneur. From the beginning of the programs, from 2014, over 47,000 Polish entrepreneurs benefited from financial instruments of these 4 programs. The clients signed over 55,000 financing agreements that are worth over 9.3 billion zlotys. In general, Polish financial intermediaries, the institutions that use the portfolio guarantees for the benefit of Polish entrepreneurs, contracted over 17 billion zlotys of financing, and there are some new deals that are still to be announced, so this value is going to increase. Most of the deals and most of the clients in Poland use the COSME program, 94% by number, 84% by value of preferential financing that was used by Polish beneficiaries was made within the COSME program. And which is very important, the offer of preferential financing under these instruments will not be terminated with the end of 2020. This offer will be available for several years after 2020. Detailed information regarding the programs and instruments is available at the National Contact Point for Financial Instruments on the website, or also through email or phone. We may provide information what kind of preferential financing is available at any of financial intermediaries, and we can advise the entrepreneurs looking for financing which bank or leasing company or other kind of financial intermediary they should approach in order to use this offer. All we need is the information regarding the size of the enterprise, the goal of financing, and the required amount. Basing of this data, we may provide information on which financial intermediary from over 100 financial intermediaries in Poland may provide the best offer for the client. The guarantee instruments of the COSME, Horizon 2020, EASY On, or Creative Europe program are part of the investment plan for Europe, the biggest European development plan announced in 2015. And investment plan for Europe covers also some other kind of support for companies and for investing in Europe. The main part of this plan is the European Fund for Strategic Investments, which covers the SME and mid-cap window, which is just the EIF guarantees, and also the infrastructure and innovation window, which covers the EIB, the European Investment Bank, loans for large investment projects. Then, within the Investment Plan for Europe, there is the European Investment Project Portal, which is a matching platform for projects, promoters, and finance providers for larger investment projects. And there is the European Investment Advisory Hub, which offers advisory support for large investment projects. Similar kind of support is going to be available also after 2020 in form of the new European programs and initiatives. First of all the financial instruments available today, including the EIF guarantees, will be continued under the InvestEU program through 2021-2027. And we may expect that the offer of preferential financing for companies under this program is going to be very similar to current offer with the COSME or Horizon 2020 guarantees, and may be available as soon as 2021. Under the EU's InvestEU program, there's going to be some other kinds of support very similar to the Investment Plan for Europe. The InvestEU Advisory Hub will offer advisory services for large investment projects, and the InvestEU portal will offer support for project promoters looking for finance. Then there is the Pan-European Guarantee Fund, which was launched in August this year by the European Investment Fund, and it covers guarantee and other instruments which will allow financial institutions to offer its financing for entrepreneurs on preferential terms, because part of the risk will be covered by the European Investment Fund. And there is the Recovery Plan for Europe, the largest European initiative answering the COVID-19 crisis, which will introduce some new financial instruments and also increase the budgets of the already existing instruments. Where to search for information in Poland? Anyone interested in financial instruments of the EU programs in offer of preferential financing for enterprises with the support of the, for example, EIF guarantees, is welcome to contact the National Contact Point for Financial Instruments of the EU programs.
And thank you everybody for your attention. And as I said, we are in your disposal in the exhibition zone, and also, of course, in the internet addresses were presented in the presentation. So we are ready for contact with you, and please, you are invited for our stand now. Thank you very much.